All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to be going over armor and we're going to talk about what's good and what's bad and where are we going and where are we at with our armor. So casually playing, just playing the game regularly, going through, doing whatever you got to do, man. Eventually you'll get through some breakthrough points and then you could end you're more than likely at gear tier 51, right? The game ain't been out for too long, but I need you guys to understand this. So we got to understand two things here. Where are we going and where are we at? Right now, we're at gear tier 51. And what I need you to understand is that where are we going is with the build. The next breakthrough point is all cool and all. The next boss, that's all fine and dandy. But where's our overall build going? Because these are the things that you're going to need to be looking into. Because if you're at this level or about to get to this level, you got to understand why you're weak. You have to understand why the gear isn't the problem. You as the player is the problem. I know that you want to say that the game ain't telling you enough. You got to look up YouTube videos in order to get the information that you need. That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna break it down to you. So let's talk about this set here. When you get to a certain level, the gear starts to change. It's the Doombound fan. This got the Doombound umbrella. We're not talking about the gear names right now. Let's talk about sets briefly, right? I'm not going to tell you what the best set is. The best set for your build is different than the best set for my build, and vice versa with anybody out there. You can copy someone's build, but are you going to be as good as them with it? That's a whole nother story. So there are pairs of things in the game. If I look at things that are supposed to be paired, there's a area in the game that tells me what is supposed to go together with this set. You can't really go wrong with that. Now, when you start deviating from the path, right? From the path that the game has set out for what they want you to play, that's where things get a bit dicey and you're not really using your gear to the best ability. So let's go to my heal range combat. My heal range combat says that my current plan needs or it wants recommended, all right, RCMD recommended. It wants the Ivory Bloom set, critical hit rate, max HP, do bonus damage, do critical hits. It wants me to do that, recommended. Now, what I did use recommended was the World Snow Armor set. I like this. It gives me physical defense when I lose some HP. So I get attack on the front end, I get defense on the back end. That's how it wants me to play. There are different types of attributes in the game. Now, I'm not talking fire, I'm not talking water, I'm not talking toxic, I'm not talking any of those. When we associate attributes in our brain, right? Attributes, we're taking fire, water, wind, earth, lightning, all that. In this game, the attributes are linked to the things that's located on this left hand side right here. It says Veil Strike, Splendor. Veil Strike is the attribute, right? Veil Strike, Stone Split, Skill, Silk Bind. I can't read. Bamboo Cut, right? Silk Bind. Those are the attributes. So if you ever see something pop up on your gear and it says plus 8% to skill bind, whatever. Now, if that falls on your gear and you are using like a skill bind set, but you got plus 8 to bamboo, then that ain't really helping you out at all because you got no bamboo. You got no skin in the game on that. That's not part of your kit, your plan. So later, hopefully, we can re-roll that stuff. Excuse me for that. So the plan says the Panacea fan, the Soul Shade umbrella. If you're using these things in unison, they play off one another. When I do something with the Panacea fan and then I have a certain combination going, then I'm going to be using the Soul Shade umbrella, and then that's going to trigger another one of its moves, passively, so I don't even have to use it, is my continuous combat forward. Now I need you guys to understand this stuff, but when I go into the deeper type of things. So this path guide isn't just about completing challenges, getting Jade, right? Let's look over here, the challenges. This isn't just about this. This is about playing your role and sticking with it. And they want you to play your role and stick with it. Now, when you get to that certain level, when you get to breakthrough 7, and you're waiting to go to breakthrough 8, right? So if you're on 7, going to 8 or whatever, we ended up getting this arsenal. So the next arsenal opens up at level 51. The level 51 arsenal unlocks at character level 56. Right now we're at 55. When we break through, we're going to be go to 60. We're going to get this next arsenal. But let me explain the arsenal. The arsenal is a big deal because it flat out adds a minimal attack to your plan. So you can change plans. You can switch paths. This one's paths. You can change it to increase that, right? You can switch it. Align it to associate yourself perfectly with what you're doing. You don't want to be on the silk binding path and get plus 12 to silk bind and you're using a bell strike set. You don't want that. The level 41 arsenal right now, it only takes gear that's tier 41. That's big, because when we break through again, when you get to breakthrough 8, then you're going to be able to get the arsenal for 51. That's currently what you have equipped now. So when we get to the next level and you get the new gear that you're going to be working towards, because every tier you're going to be mid-maxing. It's a mid-max tier thing. And totally, I think there's a total of like 7 tiers. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But right now, this is going to take the totality of your tier 41 stuff. Now, you can put on some of your best tier 41 stuff, right? You can mid-max it and then put it in your arsenal and increase your stuff up to a certain point. But when you go over it, it's not really helping you, but you can go under it. So let's go under it. Let's drop. Let's drop down. So you can see it. You see how my minimal skill bind attack dropped. It was at 12. It was at 12. So when you get to the max, that's what you want. You see my mastery went up when I equipped that. If you go like way over, it doesn't really do anything for it. And then you can hit the add all button and switches it back. It's fine. It's whatever. So you have a threshold that you can get to in order to get more mid-max, right? We're going to keep mid-max and we're going to keep reaching the next level. So the next part in this is understanding the skill sets of the armor set bonuses. Now the armor set bonuses can be broken up in a menagerie of ways. So we can do 2-piece here, 2-piece there, 2-piece there, 2-piece there, if we wanted to. Not saying that's the best thing to do. What I'm saying is that you can do that, but what you should do is more than likely follow something akin to your path. So the path that I was taking with my weapons, on this weapon side, on the left-hand side of my screen, I was going with the Rain Whisper set. That's what I wanted. That's what I was going with. And this gives me a big chunk to my HP. But if I was going with the Ivory Bloom set like it wants me to do, then I'm just going to get that critical hit rate. I'm going to do more damage. As I've been playing, I'm not the best player. I wanted that more HP. So it's still akin to what I got going on, because on the 4-piece, it gives me increased critical hit damage and healing by 10%, and further increases them by 15% when I have an HP shield. Well, you may be thinking, well, I'm a silk bind set. How do I get a shield? There's an inner way for that. I can get a shield that way through an inner way. I'll show it to you in a second. But if we go back to the path they want me to follow, I was using the World Snow set, and then I get that extra defense, so I'm very tanky for a healer. And then when my HP drops below a certain amount or falls below 20%, my next healing within 5 seconds restores a whole lot of my HP. So I can go from zero to hero about every 60 seconds. But if I'm just getting wailed on, that's no bueno, that's no good, it's not happening. Now, I haven't found a good purple. I haven't found a purple set for my armor that I want to equip. But good thing this is here. You can see that the blues, they only tune out to 3. The purples, they tune out to 5. Well, they tune out to 4, and then they get a attune at 5. So when we start getting to the purple stuff and everything's starting to get purple, you can even tune the bow. You can even tune the ring. I don't know if people know that. I don't know if people have been messing with that, if they've been using it, but it adds to your overall skill mastery. And the way that you get better bows and the way that you get better rings is doing outposts and just playing the game and doing the sword trials. The sword trials will give you better bows too. So you're going to want to do that. Now, if I had on the full 4-piece set here for this, now I'm going to get the full effect of Rain Whisper, but is that good for my build? Like, is it overall better for me? That's for me to decide if I wanted to play that way. It's not inherently bad because the 4-piece is granting me something, but the 2-piece is actually granting me something too. Just green number going up doesn't always mean that it's the best in certain situations, real niche situations such as this. But when I attune my gear, I'm going to want to look for certain things. And these certain things are going to be, let's say we equip the Nocturne helmet and I was going to tune it. Well, you can have the add all, and then that puts in tuning stones. You can add all, add all, add all. It puts in more tuning stones. The white randomness is anywhere from white to blue to gold. We don't want that at a higher level. What we want at the higher what we want at the higher level is we actually want to put in our specific tuning items. We have ones that grant us extra XP, right? You see how that bumped up. That's 1 piece of armor giving me 2 slots already, right? So let's cancel that. Let's take that out. But we also have the specific, hey, if I put this in there, it's going to do something else. So when this is used as a tuning material, the next tune affix is guaranteed to be gold or above. I didn't know there was anything above gold, but it's gold or above. Gold is the baseline for this, and that's very, very good. But can we stack it? Yes, we can. So put it in again. You see it's grayed out. It's grayed out because we're trying to stack it, and you need to just put another one in there. And then you need to put another one in there and another one in there. It's going to eat up a lot more materials when you want that specific thing. If you want to kit out one of your armor pieces to be the best that it possibly can be for this type of infusion or a tuning, whatever, then you're going to want to save these blue and gold pieces that have the little gold nuggets in the bottom left hand corner. If all you got is purple, then that's all you got is purple. You can't always have everything, but what you can have is a better shot at understanding what gear you need to get rid of and what gear you don't need to get rid of or you shouldn't get rid of, because not everything is gold, but not everything is bad. So if we were to get a new type of armor that we wanted to kit out, then again, if you don't care about the armor piece, possibly use tuning stones, knock it out, get it up to power, use it anyway. that's what I did with the blue piece of armor. It really wasn't that important. I can't really tune it up no more. I got purple affixes on it. I got stone split attack plus 12. I don't have any stone split. That's kind of a bad roll. Max skill bind attack, I got that up. Max HP, got that up. So the set armor is where I want to go. How do I want to play this? How do I want to make this better? How do I want to get my character to that next threshold, right? So if I am looking to enhance my arsenal, if I'm looking to enhance my arsenal, then again, everything that I had before, now we're at this stage, when everything that I had before goes into the arsenal. Everything that I'm getting further goes into where my build is going. And then my two-piece that I got on, my two-piece has got to be worth it. If I'm two-piecing, it's got to be worth it. This max HP plus 780, major, huge boost to HP, live longer, fight longer. So the two-piece that I get from here, not so good. It's not the best. Something like max physical attack would have been way better, or um, or something else of that nature, or something that matched my actual set. I could I could potentially turn this over into a new leaf, put on my four-piece set that could be overall better for my build. But for the two-piece, for this example, I wanted to show you that this is how the build should end up going. And we need to focus on why we don't have a purple bow and a purple ring yet. It's because we're not doing trials. We're not doing sword trials. We're not trying to play with other people. We're just doing that solo dolo experience out here, living life and living our best one at that. But to get to that next echelon level, if you're struggling, you haven't been tuning and attuning right. And if you're on anything besides legendary, then you're just not playing the game right anyway. I mean, facts are facts at that point, because the game gives you an auto parry system. Um so I put this two-piece on, and then I lost 52, but I put the two-piece on that gives me the four-piece, but I got plus 46. So I didn't really lose. I lost mastery, but I didn't lose that much mastery, because the four-piece set kind of brings it up. You get what I'm saying? So it takes it to a new level. And then once you attune a piece of gear to almost its max, the game automatically locks it, so you can't get rid of it. If you want to unlock it, that's up to you. You do what you do. But it does automatically lock it. So if you do want to use it for something else later, you got to unlock it with the R3 button on PlayStation 5, or whatever your unlock button is on whatever platform you're playing. So there we have it. The abilities and the gear, all this comes into a culmination. But this is a gear guide. This is a guide on why your build isn't living up to the potential that it's supposed to. It's another thing is, you're probably not following the plan, and you're probably not looking for the inner ways that you need for your build. So this one right here, unless I'm going for the challenges, this one right here is kind of for the flex, but it's not bad. If you're playing in a group activity, you're going to want to heal more HP when reviving a target. But this right here grants critical healing and critical revive, and then this one is more healing and more dew, right? So it's a complete healer's aspect with this whole build here. Now you may want to do more damage, but that's why they recommend it that you go with the critical hit rate and the critical healing with that, so you can get that extra damage in there. Make sense? The game's already kind of seen that for you. But you don't got to worry too much about that. If you're already trying to diverge a little bit off the beaten path and not just complete the challenges, for you, the inner ways, half of them may work, half of them may not work, but you got to decide for you what's right in the end. But if you're not feeling like you're surviving like you're supposed to, it's probably because you're not playing the game right, or you just didn't know. All right. So this channel here, Mangum Sun Plays, I have similar build videos on here, starting with the enhance your build, enhance your gear type of thing on the channel. I don't know what's going on with where the winds meet and why the YouTube algorithms kind of pushing my videos down for this type of content. But if you do like this video, share it with a friend. And if you do gain any information from this video, go in there and hit that like button. It'll really help out the channel. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.